Well, welcome back to the Word Expanded, the Gospels. We're in the book of Matthew. We're going to look at verses 10 through 14. So pick up right there with me. It says, "This seed that you do not despise, one of these little ones. For I tell you that in heaven their angels see the face of my Father who is in heaven. What do you think? If a man has 100 sheep, and one of them has gone astray, does he not leave the 99 on the mountain, go in search of the one that went astray? And if he finds it, truly I say to you, he rejoices over it more than over the 99 that never went astray. So it is not the will of my Father who is in heaven that one of these little ones should perish." This is a hard concept. Again, simple in nature, hard in application, because we don't want to be left in the corral. We don't want to be left in the sheepfold while God goes out and searches for other people. We want the same amount of energy, the same amount of effort, this fairness, right? And that's not necessarily how God works. If your salvation is assured, if you are going to heaven, remember, God's goal isn't for you to have a great life here on earth. They're not to give you all the things that you ever wanted. God's goal is for you to spend eternity in with Him. He's got a new heaven and a new earth, right? So we spend time with heaven in heaven with God. But when God renews everything, you and I are going to spend time on a new earth. So He's got a new thing for you and I. His goal isn't to help us enjoy what is here right now. Now, if that happens, that's great. God's not against that. But that's not His overall goal. His goal is to get people to an eternity with Him. And so He looks at things differently. So one goes astray. He wants to go find it. Why? God's ultimate goal is heaven, not earth. So He will gladly leave you in a pen, leave you safe, sound, protected, in order to go find more people. That's a really hard concept because God is asking you and I to be selfless. Would you give your resources, your time, your energy, your ability, for God to focus on only you and only you, up for the finding of other people, for the salvation of other people? Now, God's omniscient, omnipotent, all the things. Lord, He is everywhere. He's all powerful. He's all knowing. God doesn't have to spread Himself thin to take care of us. But God actively is pursuing, and how He does that is a lot of time using us. He uses our resources. So He's like, hey, you could spend your resources on you, or I could ask you to spend your resources in helping me go after the lost, helping me find other people, helping me take care of other people. Again, it's hard because when we spend our resources, that doesn't necessarily mean that we're going to get the result that we want. God would ask you to spend your resources on the opportunity to team up with Him and the opportunity to win somebody over. We want a surety. I'm going to give $20. I want it to go for this, and I want this person to come to know Jesus. And Jesus says, will you spend your $20 on the opportunity? Drew that out on purpose. Would you spend your $20 on the opportunity that might be long in nature for somebody to come to know me? I think that's how it is across the board, right? Would you be willing to give up so that? And that list of would you be willing to give up is long, and sometimes it hurts, and sometimes it's asking us to give a whole bunch. But within the safety of the sheep pen, God says, you're going to get the new earth, but I want you to have a heart for what's going on outside of the sheep pen. Those that have never been in, those that have run away, those that have been close, those that are outside, do you have a heart for them? So we're going to leave it right there. I look forward to any of you who listen to this, some comments, right? On, hey, are you willing to do that? Do you find that just as hard as I do sometimes? Sometimes it's hard. Sometimes it feels like We've been forgotten. We're left behind. That's not true. God just wants you to have the same heart that he has. Will you allow Jesus to go out and find the lost today? Maybe using your resources. We'll see you next time right here on The Word Expanded. The Gospels